Hello, everybody, on the Therapist Thoughts YouTube channel. A lot of people have been asking me about D&D lately. A lot of my sessions have been asking about it, and as some of you may know, I run my own D&D specific server. It's a Canadian non-profit that offers essentially teaching Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, 5th version of the game, to people online. We have our group over here, Trials of D&D, great place to really learn it. And today we're going to show you how to make a roll20 character. Roll20 is the application that we use on the server to be able to teach the game. It's one of the easiest ways to go through it. It's basically completely free. If you want to get extra services, of course you have to pay a little bit. I think it's like $4.99 per month or something like that. And today we're going to run you through how to make a basic Dungeons and Dragons character using the service. First thing you need to do, you need to find a link to the game. Within our server here, there's the general chat over there, whatever. You can see in my scheduling area that you can actually open up the game for yourself. Every Dungeon Master will have their own different kind of link. Let's go ahead and click that one. And again, this will ask you to sign in, and it'll bring you right to the game page, which you will then, of course, click Join on. We'll go over to the internet browser. The app kind of works, just the clicking is not as good. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and think about what our statistics are going to be. So in order to create a D&D character, you have to have some knowledge of the 5th edition game. This means getting, let's say, the player's handbook. So the PHB 5th edition. So getting this book, of course, provides you with a lot of great information how to do it. And we're going to, again, I'm making this video knowing, with the acknowledgement that hopefully you have some basic background of D&D. And of course, if you have further questions, go ahead and ask me, or just ask your Dungeon Master, who will be helping you out. Let's get over to it. So if you're on the server, if you're on this page over here, this is my homebrew game over here. You go over to the journal area up there. So you go ahead and try to click that, and you go ahead and click the new character. You have a new character over here, you click character sheet. Then after that, you go ahead and click use the character answer. It's basically an automatic way to make a character very easily. With this, you'll be able to create a basic level 1 character very quickly and easily. Unfortunately, with Roll20, it doesn't have all of the options in the player's handbook and also the new expansions. You have to buy those separately. What I have here is the most basic stuff. If you want to customize things, we'll show you how to do that a little bit later. So go to next. This is where you go ahead and pick your race. There's a billion different races over here that you can pick from. Again, it is just the basic one. Let's go ahead and just pick a dwarf. Easy enough to do. And you can see all this information about a dwarf. Their constitutional, their size is medium, their speed. They're not one of the fastest races there, unfortunately. They have some weapon proficiencies. Let's make his alignment. Let's make him neutral. It's a very neutral guy. We can go ahead and add some tools. Let's give him some brewery tools. Here is where you can see you can actually make some customization. So you can actually, if there's a race here that isn't one that you want to play, you can go ahead to custom, and you can go ahead and create your own race. So then there's information there, and what your ability bonuses are, and all that kind of stuff. So that stuff can be all made custom. For now, we're going to do dwarf, we're going to do neutral, we're going to do smith's tools, we're going to do sub-race, hill dwarf. Again, it's the only option there just because this is the basic version. Let's keep going. So all of this stuff is now complete. We now go over to next. So you can see that there's some bonuses just for being a dwarf. Here's where we go ahead and pick our class. We'll go ahead and do a barbarian. There's, again, a million choices from there. Barbarian's one of the easiest ones to play. You can really, within D&D 5th edition, you can pick between 3 types of characters. Ones that cast magic exclusively, ones that are martial, meaning they're using like swords and staffs and arrows and bows and stuff like that. And you can also do a third option, which is a little bit of mixtures of both. Barbarian is one of the easiest ones to make, and I encourage, if it's your first time, go ahead and pick a martial class. They're much more simple. Now we're going to go down, pick some skill proficiencies. Athletics is one of the really important ones. After that, I might pick another one. I'm having some difficulty with the clicker here, so it's not letting me click right now, but you can see what I mean. On a browser, it'll be much easier. You can see there's a rage there, unarmored defense equipment, whatever. Let's go next. Now here's where we do our ability score. So this is where I was talking about those statistics, right? So if I open up that over here, and I go back to the page over here, I can see that there's a wide variety of ways to roll for statistics. You can see that I've done the 3d6 method over here. That's the 11, 9, 6, 15 sort of deal over there. That basically just is, those are my stats, right? There's 6 statistics overall, as you can see over here. Strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma, 6. And you can roll for those. The 3d6 method is kind of a risky old school method. The 4d6 methods you can see over here, 17 and take the lowest number off, so that'd be the 2, 17 to 15, 17 to 16, 16 to 13, 11 to 10, and keep going, of course. And that's one of the newer ways, so you can get better statistics, of course. You can also go ahead and search online to look for, let's say, the point by method, so point by 5e. And there's a calculator online to help you figure that out. We never had this kind of stuff when I was younger. There's also the standard array one, where you just take whatever statistics are, the basic statistics, so it's a specific set of scores that you can basically put in, 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, and 8. Of course, you notice there are 6 of them. Here, I'm just going to go ahead and take standard array. It's one of the easiest ways to do it. So I'm just going to go ahead and pick custom, because there's no other options. I'll do 15, 14, 13, let me see if I remember all the rest of them, 12, 10, and 8. Apologies for the sniffles, I've got a little bit of allergies right now. 12, 10, and 8, and that is all done. So there, 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, I gotta do that again for some reason, weird. Now let's go over to next. Here's where we go ahead and pick a background. This is a story-based background of where your character came from. We'll say mine is an acolyte, but of course you can be customized as well, and you can pick your own proficiency there. I'm going to go ahead and pick acolyte. It's the easiest one right now. The acolyte knows some languages. I'll put that in. The acolyte has some proficiency, let's say in armor. We're going to go ahead and pop that in. There might be some custom things. And again, after that is complete, you again go to next. Personality traits, quite important, and there's some example ones over here. Next. Equipment. Now we go over to the equipment. You can go ahead, of course, having your class equipment, right? So your basic weapons that your character starts off with. Remember, level 1 character is a level 1 out of 20, so you're just a guy who's starting out. You can also see over here we have our starting wealth, so you can also roll for money. So I've just rolled that 60, and you can see back on the menu there. Now there's a 60 there, right? So again, I'm going to go ahead and start with some equipment because I want my guy to have some stuff. Very good. We're going to go ahead and give him a great sword because that's pretty important. I'm also going to give him a little hammer, and maybe I'll give him a little prayer book. All done. He's got a Bible and 2 big weapons. Seems fine. Now we go over to next. Barbarians don't cast any spells, so very easy to go. And you can see like the full extent of all my stats there, 15, 14, 15, 12, 11, and 8. The bonuses of the dwarf were Constitution and Wisdom. You can see those are higher than what I had before. Next. We're just going next, and you can see feats. I don't have any feats right now because I'm a level 1 character. We often don't get feats. With the new sets of rules, you may start with a feat, but right now in the basic rules, there are none, so we just keep going. Here's where we put our bio. I'm going to call my character new character. You can really age him anywhere you want. Dwarves can be old. Let's say they're 4'3" in height. Let's say he's 250 pounds. Let's say his eyes are a blue color. Great, then you just keep going. And you can see these are some dwarven traits to help you figure out a good character name. Everything there available. Next. Here's a summary of everything that we've done so far. Red means you've not completed something. Definitely encourage you to complete everything. I'm just making this a little bit faster just to help you guys understand and make a bit of a faster video to watch. And we just go ahead and apply those changes. This takes any amount of time based on how good your computer is. Mine is not the best as I'm using my tablet. So I'm just going to go ahead and wait that out. Let's see if I can pull that up again here. Yeah, taking a little bit long to load, so I'll go ahead and delete that off there and click this again. Good, and we go over here. So now we have our character all done. We can also go ahead and edit it, so if you want to put a picture in, you can upload your own picture. It's just a click and drag into there with any picture that you would like, or you can upload one. Again, I'm on my tablet, so I'm not able to really do that here, but basically I would just go to my photo library and pick something, right? And then a lot of these things you'll see here, they're from the Dungeon Master's view. You'll be able to see some of these things. Definitely you'll be able to drag a picture in yourself. Save changes, and then it's done. You should have a picture there. Let's just go ahead and run through that just in case people need some help with it. So photo library. Let's see what photos that I have. I'll get this guy. He seems fine. Oh, wait, where'd it go? This guy, done. Let's see if yeah, and there you go. You can see him there. Character sheet is all done now. You can see Barbarian 1, new character is his name, doesn't have a great name. You can see some statistics there, 14 armor class, 2 initiative, 25 speed, all of this really basic stuff, all basically done. You can see that you can also roll from the character sheet, so if I was asked to do a strength check, for example, I'm just going to go ahead and put it in different windows so it's easier. You can see that it now drops down here, right? So really you have to worry about the journal, and you have to worry about here. And you can see I rolled an 11, not very good. If we go to the next spot, we can roll a strength saving throw. That's something someone might ask you. That's an 8 over there. If we keep going, we can also go ahead and roll an athletics check. And there you go, 19, much better, that's great. So again, a really, really basic character here all done. You got your hit points there, you've got your armor. You can even swing your sword, clicking the greatsword button there. And you can see I have, hopefully a 9 hits. If it does hit, you click the greatsword in the chat. That word over there, and hopefully it rolls your damage for you as well. It's having some problems with me in doing it right now, but you get the idea. That's how the character would look. So again, I'm on tablet. The browse will be much easier. You can also see at the bottom here are some basic understandings of what your class does. So you talk about their speed, their stone cunning, whatever you want. So your level 1 character is theoretically here, completely done. After you go through this entire process, of course, you're going to want to level at some point. We go over to the cog wheel to the right-hand side of the word spells, and there's so much junk over here. You don't have to worry about this. Just go to the bottom right-hand corner over here, and you'll be able to see something that says Launch Level 1 Charactermancer, and Launch Level Plus Charactermancer. Go ahead and click that one. Once that's clicked, you can see everything you need to do. Start and level. So the Charactermancer, again, makes this much easier for you. Today we're going to make a level 5 character. And we're going to go ahead and, of course, at level 5, the Barbarian gets so many more different things, so having a look at that can be helpful. Let's go over to next, and you can see over here that we're going to go 1 plus 4, return, that's 5. And you can see it's also rolled the health for you. You can also roll it by yourself, or you can take the average, it doesn't matter. Pick your primal path. The basic one is the Berserker one. Now it's all done. You can see there are some features that we can see over here of the character, what it looks like to be a level 20 person there, the rage, and all the different stuff that they can do. Let's do next. Here are the features you get for getting to 5. Rage, Frenzy, Extra Attack, Fast Movement. So much stuff you get, right? With other classes, it's much more complicated. We keep going. Here at level 4, we can also gain an ability score increase. So we can make one of those numbers at the top even better than it was before. I'm going to do strength, because it's one of the most important things for a barbarian to do. Let's go next. And now we review, looking at all the different changes that we've made, and we have a look at features, feats, spells, whatever. As one thing I didn't mention was in your ability score, you can also add a feat. You can choose what kind of feat you have. Again, in terms of my options, there's very few. You can copy and paste those in yourself, and of course I'll describe to you how to do that. Let's go ahead and do next. Review, apply changes, and now your character's done. So, as you can see over here that there's a bunch of places to kind of put all these different features. If you pick the basic stuff, it automatically gets put out for you. If you want to put it out yourself, bottom left-hand corner has that plus sign. You can add whatever you want. So in the name area, you can put Thule blah blah blah, and then let's say it's a racial ability, and let's say this makes you have advantage on perception checks. pretty broken ability, not exactly the most fair, but basically that's what you can do. You can just go ahead and copy and paste whatever you want from the basic player's handbook material, whatever you agree upon with your dungeon master, and you can pop that stuff in. So let's say, for example, the Gloomstalker Ranger is not an option in here, and it has extra features that the character master doesn't do. You'd have to copy and paste the title of the feature and what it does into your character sheet. It's much more complicated to do that, definitely, than going for the basic stuff. And if you're new to this platform, new to the game, I definitely encourage you to take just the basic stuff. The most important thing about D&D is the problem solving, the psychological benefits, the emotional safety of being in a group of friends playing the game. Those are the most important things. But of course, within the ability to make that game happen, to be happy with your friends, are a bunch of rules that we have to follow along. And hopefully what I've done here is helped you quickly move through the rules of Roll20 so you can get to that point where you're feeling happier, healthier, excited, and collaborative with a group of guys or girls or non-binary that can help you play this game together. Of course, if you have more questions, I've gone through this in, again, a very, very basic way. Feel free to let me know in the comments down below, or feel free to ask your dungeon master, who is the person that will be running the game and is responsible for everything else, and they can also help you through that as well. Thank you so much for watching, and take care.